A warm welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. Today we are going to see in one snapshot whether a particular dasha will give us a good result or not. But before that, a big thanks to all of you for liking, sharing and subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your reviews, your suggestions there. If you haven't subscribed to us, please do, and do remember to press the bell icon so that you can get the updates ASAP. Many a times on the go we want to see whether a particular dasha and antardasha can give us good results or what the results can be. Well, in that case, it is very important to understand the position of the planet. And how do we go about doing that? Well, we will have to see the planet's position, we will have to look just as to how the placement of the planet is. And how does that work? Brihad Jataka in its chapter 8 has a very good explanation about it, and just by looking at the planet you would be able to ascertain the kind of result that planet is capable of giving. Now when a planet is placed in its deepest exaltation point, for example Sun at 10 degrees in or plus minus 1 degree in the sign of Aries, similarly Mercury at 15 degrees in Virgo, Saturn say in the sign of Libra at 20 degrees at the highest exaltation points, any of these planets, then we know that the planet is in full bloom, it is capable of giving the best result possible. So, health, wealth in all its aspects, the planet will give you results that will make you flourish well in your life during that particular period. So, that is the first case. Now, let us come to a second case. In the second case, say when Saturn is at 8 degree in Libra, it is not in its highest point, but it is still in exaltation, in a sign of exaltation and in its friend's house. Sun is also in friend's house, but maybe 25 degrees in Aries. So, in that case, it is past its point of exaltation, but is very strong still. So, in that case, we know that we will have to take it as something which is not the exact sign of place of exaltation, but in good strength, and such a planet is known as Purna. Being a Purna planet, it is capable of giving you good wealth, it is also capable of giving you fairly good health wise, not as it would give in the deepest of degrees, but fairly well. So, the degrees do matter. Now, let us move into a third case. If a planet is not well placed, when I say not well placed, I mean it can be in its sign of debilitation, it can be in its enemy sign, it can be with the enemy, and you also need to check the Navamsh position. So, in the Navamsh also it is not well placed, okay. Then there is a very big chance that period would be fraught. Since we live on the material plane, that period would be fraught with health issues and material issues. What are the material issues that one can face in this period? One can have problems with money, one can have problems with property. And I cite an example for you. Today in this time and date, we find that Amir Khan has a lot of money and he is very well known. But if you look into his chart, his Mercury is not well placed, it is debilitated. So, it is not very a happening place, but just look into his D9 also. Even in the D9, Mercury is placed in the sign of Mars, which is Mercury's enemy. What more, it is also placed with that Mars. So, here we know that this Mercury is quite capable of rendering results that can be distressful for him, and as per his biography, as per his own statements in interviews, he said that during the period, I quote him, that it was in his childhood and it is Mercury which operates for him in his childhood, he categorically states that it was a period when we had a lot of financial difficulties and we didn't know whether we would be allowed to go to school or not because of financial issues, and we had many people calling us because of creditors and other people. So, you see that this is a period for him that is not working, that is just looking into the D1 and the D9. So, the D9 in all its aspects is important for us. The other point that I am going to talk about will again sediment this thing about D9. So, when we talk about a planet which is not well placed in the D1, it is Avrohi. First and foremost, what is Avrohi? Avrohi is when a planet is moving towards its deepest sign of debilitation. So, for Sun, the Avrohi Rashi is that of Virgo. For Saturn, it is that of the sign of Pisces. But you have to understand that just looking at the D1, you cannot ascertain that yes, it is moving towards a sign of debilitation, it is not going to give a good result. If for instance, as in case of Rekha, who is born in a month such that her sun is in the sign of Virgo, we know that she's had problems in life, right, but it is only during her sun period that she got a lot of rays in life. Her Khoon Bhari Maang as a movie was very well appreciated. Why so? Well, because the sun in the D9, well, it is because the sun for her is well placed in the sign of Cancer for her, and that is a Mitra Rashi, Rashi of a friend. And so, it is said in Brihad Jatak that when it is in a sign of Avrohi in the D1, but in the D9 it is well placed in its sign of friend or in a sign of exaltation, in that case the planet does give good results. So, the crux of the matter is it is easy to make predictions about dasha period of a planet, provided you know how to read the D9, and these principles are also easy to understand as well as work on. Do write in your views. Do let us know how you found it working in other charts. Until we meet with you again, stay safe.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.